innovating with face masks. Welcome to another Techstination interview. Joining us is Chris Hosmer, the founder of a company called AirPop. Thank you for joining us, Chris.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, tell us a little background, first of all, about the company.
The company was founded in 2015 while I was living in China, in Shanghai. Um, I'm a product designer by training, and my daughter had developed a kind of a severe respiratory reaction to noxious air. And being a parent and being a product designer, I realized that there aren't a lot of good solutions for consumers. And so that's how AirPop was born. We realized that there was about 5 billion plus people who were suffering from pervasive ambient air pollution. And we wanted to try and do something about that.
And so you went to work and created a new type of face mask?
We did, yeah. We looked around at what was commercially available back then, which isn't that different than now. And we decided that we were going to rethink or reinvent what a mask was from the standpoint of a performance garment. So if we treated a mask the same way that we treat our outerwear or our apparel, which is using advanced construction, material science, design for the body, design for fit, what would that look like? And that became kind of our ethos for the mask category.
And now you're announcing what you're calling the world's first smart air wearable Active Plus smart mask with a sensor that you call Halo. That sounds like a mouthful. So tell us what it's all about.
Yeah, so an air wearable to us, it really is that kind of that mission of thinking about a mask as a performance garment rather than an institutional or medical kind of prosthetic device. And so the product that we're talking about announcing today, which is I'm showing it now, which is from the outside looks not unlike a lot of other masks you've seen, but all of the innovation and R&D is in the details, and a lot of it is invisible. This particular mask has a sensor on board, and it lives on the outer kind of soft shell of the mask. And then inside the mask, we have a filter insert that pops in. So that's invisible to the public, but it's there. There's actually 3 areas of technical innovation in this mask. The first is that our filtration, we started from scratch and rethought what filtration really means. And so for us, filtration is all about fit and understanding ergonomic. And so the technology that we put into our filtration media exceeds all national standards. It's over 99% efficient for particles as well as droplets. It also protects against all 3 major threat types of airborne risk. So that would be pathogenic, like we're dealing with now in the pandemic. It's ecologic, so things like wildfires and dust storms and things like that. And it's also biologic, so allergens like pollen and things like that. The second area of technical innovation is in the actual soft good, the textile itself. So we developed a 3D engineered knit, one piece, no mechanical fasteners, molded in a shape which creates a canopy of fresh air, and it sits off your face. So it allows the breathability experience to be much better than current either N95 masks or face coverings. And this was designed to be active. So if you're doing strenuous activities, running, cycling, heavier breath cycles, this knit structure with these pores actually helps take in and expel air. And then the third area of innovation is really in the sensor. And so what the sensor does is it's monitoring your breathing behavior. And it's able to give users a bit more feedback about how their mask is working. And so we're able to, for example, tell users when to change their filter and give a kind of a life gauge on that filter and when it should be replaced, things like that.
So it works with an app?
It does. It connects via Bluetooth to an app. The AirPop app is kind of your dashboard. And so what the app does is also basically 3 things. So it allows you to track your breathing health. And we are integrated with Apple's Health Kit on iOS and also available on Android. But we're one of the only respiratory products within Apple's Health Kit. And so we can give you a deeper understanding of your own breathing behavior, either every day or during activity. The other thing that the app does is it gives you kind of that filter management and status dashboard. So we show you exactly how full that filter is based on a combination of your local air quality, your geography, your local air quality, and the biometrics that you enter when you're onboarding. And so we can calculate essentially the degradation rate of that filter. And then the third thing is basically a local air quality indexing capability. So we can give you a sense of how much better the air you're breathing in through our mask is than the ambient air pollution where you live.
So tell us, so these are replaceable filters, obviously. How
Yeah.
does that work? Is that sold through the AirPop website?
Yes. So you can, on the app itself, we have a tab, which is the filter management tab. And you get a little graphic of filter loading and when you need to replace it. You can buy directly from the app. That goes to airpophealth.com, which is our direct-to-consumer store. It's also available on Amazon. But the way the filter works is it just kind of, I'm showing it kind of popping in. There's two little anchor points on either side that pop into the wings. And what's also notable about this, and something that when you're wearing it, you recognize, but no one else would see, is that we're the only filter that has a 360-degree silicone seal. So it's very difficult to see on camera, but in here, this seal has been designed to conform to a broad range of facial size and structure. And that for us is really important because you can have the best filtration media in the world, but if it's not forming a seal, continuous seal to your face, it's not preventing the most dangerous particles from entering your body, or droplets. And those are the ultra fine particulate that's under 0.03 or 0.01 micrometers. So having that seal makes it really great for things like being in the gym, or if you're going to be doing strenuous activity near others.
And how does it work? Step us through the process now. When you're putting a new filter in, you're supposed to scan something with the app?
Yes. What you would do is with the app, you would take the new filter, and on the filter, there's a QR code. The QR code does two things for us. It, number one, authenticates it as a legitimate product. That's very important because as we've seen in the last 9 months of COVID, there's been a lot of counterfeit PPE coming out of the manufacturing base, mainly in China. We provide that level of confidence through the QR authentication. The second thing it does is it kind of registers the new filter in the system. And so we know when you're changing it and when to start that life cycle for each filter. And of course, then we keep a record of how that of usage in the app. So the way you would pop this in is there's two little anchor points on the inside of the mask that are little rubber, you can think about it like little rubber nubs. And then you would just pop the filter over those little rubber nubs. And when you're wearing it, you can't feel it on your face, but when you're putting it on, it's just big enough that you can manipulate it very easily to get that filter in there. Once the filter's in, there's enough of a soft frame inside that filter that works with the soft shell, which has a very soft structure as well, that it provides some amount of structural integrity. And that's how we keep that kind of aerodome shape sitting off your face, and allows air to escape when you're breathing heavily.
So you're not fogging up glasses or things along those
Exactly.
lines. So,
Exactly. So this silicone seal at the top, there's a double layer in the most difficult area to seal, which is the valley between your nose bridge and the crown of your cheek. That's where you get a lot of condensation and exhalation gas. If you're someone that wears glasses, I am most of the time. And so this effectively prevents that fogging.
tell us about pricing and availability.
The Active Plus with the Halo sensor is $149.99, and that comes with the soft shell. It comes with the Halo sensor and 4 filter inserts. And these filters are good for 40 hours of cumulative wear. So you can think about it like kind of like a work week. if you're going to be wearing this 8 hours a day, it's good for 5 days. In actuality, most people don't wear their mask for 8 hours a day. So that gets stretched out over a few weeks. So all in all, one pack with 4 filters would probably last you, a few months of normal everyday wear. If you're going to be wearing it and doing physical activities, you'll go through them faster. And in terms of availability, we're primarily selling through airpophealth.com as well as Amazon.
And again, the filter packs sell for how much?
The filter packs, I actually would have to check on.
Okay.
I need to make sure that I'm quoting that correctly. We have different count multi-packs. So
what do you say to people who say, "Gosh, that's a lot of money for a mask. Why does it cost so much?" And the other question I have is does the sensor need recharging?
right. So I'll take the sensor one first. So the sensor itself has a coin cell battery that lasts about 6 months. In a lot of our testing and wear over the last 2 years, it actually lasts a lot longer than that. But we're pretty confident. We're messaging that that's at least a 6 months battery life, and then it's really easy to just pop it out and replace it. As far as the value of the mask, one of the things that I think is difficult to understand about the importance of masks is that now that this is a sort of a new normal, and masks are a more of an essential item, many consumers do have their kind of everyday face covering and an everyday mask. They have something that they feel comfortable with. What's different about this one, and the reason that there is a price premium, is because this is providing a more respiratory protection. So with that seal and with the higher level of filtration efficiency, it's a product that you can wear with confidence in almost any context. The other thing that's really unique about this product is that it is a washable mask. So we get the best of both. There's a washable, durable component, which is this outer shell designed for specific context of use. And then we have the disposable part, which allows us to kind of refresh the experience of wearing this and maintain a high level of performance. But really the sensor is what's driving a lot of the consumer value, because this effectively is a first of its kind. It's allowing users to really understand some key pain points, like most masks, you don't really know if they're working. Are they doing the job or not? We're able now to give consumers that feedback and that confidence. We're also able to educate a little bit more, again, about different airborne risks and threats that we're all facing now, not just because of COVID, but because of all kinds of other threats. Carbon combustion and air pollution is increasingly affecting our communities, and especially our lower income communities and communities of color. Those are important things, and I think the sensor and the AirPop app and the Halo sensor are providing a deeper and sort of, I think, more comprehensive understanding for people about their relationship with their air.
And the sensor is removable when you're washing this?
The sensor is removable, yeah. So the way it works is it's basically a grommet. You would just kind of take this ring off the front, and it snaps together over the fabric shell. So this is what it looks like when the sensor's out. And then when you're finished washing it, you would just take the ring off the grommet and kind of pop it back on. It's a very, very intuitive and very simple procedure.
Very, very interesting. And you did all this work, I guess, prior to COVID.
That's right. Yeah, because we started with a mission for respiratory protection for personal and public health back in 2015. And at that time, when my family and I were living in China, we were very familiar with seasonal epidemics like SARS and bird flu and things like that. Plus, there's a high level of anthropogenic, ambient air pollution in China, not to mention dust storms from the Gobi Desert and things like that. So it's kind of this perfect storm of airborne threats. So it's a great test tube market to build a product that is designed to protect you from your air. So we built this product around about 2017, 2018, really with the idea that this would be for more active people, more fitness-oriented consumers, in and around Asia, who had to deal with this kind of everyday reality of noxious air. And it's, during the current pandemic and during COVID, we saw a real opportunity to kind of expand this offering and broaden the reach to people who are now confronting, mask wearing for pathogenic reasons all over the world. And we're very excited that more people will have, access to this product. We spent a lot of time developing it. We feel very, very proud of it.
Again, the website is airpophealth.com. Chris Hosmer, thank you for taking the time with us.
Thanks very much, Fred. I appreciate it.
Cooking with the power of the sun. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, here to tell you about the latest innovation from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. The GoSun Fusion has arrived using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. A really bright idea. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere, day or night, rain or shine. I love what Patrick and his team are doing, and so will you. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co to check out all of the company's products and innovations and use the code Techstination to save 10%. That's gosun.co.